Hello students, today we are going to study about the uses of metals. In this chapter, by now we have learnt what are metals, what are non-metals, and what are their physical properties and their chemical properties. And we learned about various chemical properties of metals as well as non-metals. Now, today we are going to study about the uses of metals. Metals are very useful in our day-to-day life. In everyday life, we require metal. Whether it is in our kitchen or it is in our any other room or household activities or outside, we require metal in one form or the other. So today, let us see how they are useful and where are they useful and what are their properties. On the basis of their properties only, we are using them in different things. Okay, so it is just a recapitulation of the properties of the metals and then their uses. On the basis of that only, their uses. So let us discuss the first metal, and it is very commonly found around us, and that is iron. Okay, do you remember the symbol of iron? It is Fe, or the name is ferrum. Okay, so iron, what are the properties that makes it very useful for us in our day-to-day life? It has high strength and is malleable. So two properties that we are going to study here: high strength and malleable. You know what is malleable? That it can be beaten into sheets. Okay, and strength, it is quite strong. It can withhold so many type of it can bear the weight, or it can be useful in our like construction or making the body of the vehicles, etc. So what are the uses? Let us see what are the uses of iron. So first use is that it is used for making heavy machinery, for making heavy machinery. Okay, very heavy machines that are used in factories and industries are made up of iron. Moreover, they are also used to make building materials. They are part of the building materials. Like you might have seen, when a house or a big building is being constructed, then the structure is made up of that iron rods. Okay, so we use that also. So for building material, it is used in building material. Okay. Besides this, where else? In making bridges, automobiles, gates, windows and door grills. Okay, so we will write these also. Bridges, very huge bridges which are connecting link between two either parts of the river, or it can be like on a part of sea, something like this. Okay, so automobiles, where else? In gates, windows, etc. Gates, the main gate of your house is made up of iron, and the windows, the grills in the windows. Okay, then comes another very important use of it. It is used to make railway tracks. Okay, used to make railway tracks. This you have learnt in your previous class also, that huge rails are laid down and which are supported by sleepers. Okay, make railway tracks. And what else? And for making tools. And tools. Okay. Then comes the another one, copper. What are the properties that we are talking about here for copper, that it makes useful for us? And that is good conductor of heat and electricity. Means electrical conductivity as well as thermal conductivity. So I'll write here good conductor of heat and electricity. Okay, as well as it is ductile. It is ductile also. Okay, so ductility is also responsible for making it useful in our day-to-day life. So where it is being used? It is used in making electrical wires, making electrical wires, okay, and cables, car radiators, boiler pipes, cooking utensils and electromagnets. So wires, cables, okay, cables, car radiators, and what else? Boiler pipes. Okay. Also used for making utensils. Utensils are being made from them, and electromagnets. You remember electromagnets? You have learnt it earlier in your 6th class. Okay, electromagnets, the magnets which are formed when electric current is passed through it. Then next is aluminium. Aluminium, again an important metal of our household activities. Okay, like it is used in kitchen. Oh, now it is also same like copper, good conductor of heat, malleable, ductile. So properties are good conductor of heat, it is malleable, that is beaten into thin sheets, very fine sheets, and ductile, can be drawn or pulled into wires. So where is it being used? It is used to make electronic wires. Electronic wires. Okay, and besides this, automobiles, parts of machinery, parts of different types of machinery. It is used for making automobiles. Fine. Automobiles are made up of this. And then what else? Different parts of machinery, and then building material also. And it is also used in packaging tins. Packaging tins. Okay. And utensils and foils. Utensils, the cooking dishes. Okay, utensils and foils. If you have seen, your mother wraps the chapatis etc. in the foil, and that is made up of aluminium. Okay, so these are the uses of these three metals: iron, copper, aluminium. Now let us come to the another one, that is zinc. Zinc. Now where is zinc used, and what are the properties on which basis we make it important for ourselves? So zinc is the next metal that we are going to discuss about. Its properties are that it is very reactive metal. Okay, so on the basis of its reactivity, or the property of being very reactive, it is used in dry cells and batteries. I hope you remember, you have learned before in your previous classes that what is dry cell. Okay, so it is used in making the that outer covering of the cell, and it is very conductive in nature also. So used in dry cells and batteries, and also used to coat the iron objects so that it does not rust. The iron objects, they do not show rusting. Okay, and also in making the alloys. You know what are alloys? Alloys are the homogeneous mixtures of metals or metals and non-metals. For example, an alloy is steel, brass, bronze. These are all alloys. They are made up of more than two metals. Next is tin. Now what is tin? Again a metal which is highly malleable, means it can be beaten into sheets, thin sheets, and it is resistant to tarnishing. Resistant to tarnishing means it does not lose its luster by the action of the atmospheric gases, or it does not show any kind of corrosion and loses its shine. So for these two properties, it is being used as in the form of thin sheets to coat the inner sides of the pipes and the food cans. Okay, the cans in which some edible substance or edible article or particular thing is there. Okay, then next comes gold and silver. Gold and silver, they are used for their property of luster, showing the lustrous nature. Okay, on the property of shine, it is being used in the jewelry because it is not reacting with the atmospheric gases. So as a result, it never loses its shine. It is always lustrous. So it is used in the form of, these are used in the form of jewelry. And the last metal that we are going to discuss is mercury. It has a property that it is liquid at room temperature but high boiling point. And this is the reason it is used in the thermometers in laboratories or just for measuring the temperature of the body when we have fever. So on the basis of this only we are using it. And if you remember in your 7th class also you have learned the concept of thermometer, where we learned that why only this mercury is being used. On slight temperature it starts raising in the capillary tube in the thermometer. So this is the reason that we use it for thermometers. So to measure the body temperature or for doing some experiments related to heat in the laboratories. So today's work is, what you need to do is, you have to make a tabulated form in which you will write down the different metals, their properties, and on the basis of properties, what are their uses.